Welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to do something a bit different, and it's all about giving back to the community. So I joined the South Auckland Woodturners Guild at the beginning of this year, 2023, and the guild donates wood-turned objects to great organisations here in New Zealand. So first we have the Kids First Children's Hospital. Throughout the year, the members turn items which they will donate at the end of the year around Christmas time. And as you can see, I've made this car, which is pretty cool, all turned out of wood. So that will be one item. Also made a claw hammer here out of wood as well. So those items there will be donated to the Kids First Children's Hospital, along with a bunch of others that all of the members in our wood turning guild have created during the year. And we have received information back from some of the families, and they've given us great feedback on how these items have helped lift the spirits on the children that are in the hospital there. Another organisation is a cancer support organisation called Look Good, Feel Better. They have programs that provide the cancer patients with, tips and techniques to face cancer with more confidence. And part of their programs is providing wigs for patients who are going through chemo treatment and things like that. And again, at the Woodturners Guild, we make wig stands which we donate to the organisation, and they pass on to the cancer patients. Again, we have had great feedback from some of the patients thanking us for the wig stands and letting us know that it's helping to raise their spirits. So in this video, I'm going to make one of the wig stands, and I'll make a few more off camera, and these will be taken down to our Woodturners Guild, and they will be passed on to the Look Good, Feel Better organisation to be distributed. Okay, I have the plan, which is up on our Woodturners site. If anyone wants to download it, they can download it free of charge from there if they want to make one of these wig stands. And it's quite a simple build. It's only 3 parts. Basically, you have a base, you have the shaft, and you have a top that goes on, and then the patients put their wigs over the top here, and that allows them to keep their shape and a place to store it overnight. And the wig stand shape should come out something similar to that. I start by making the shaft or the spindle. Here I'm just marking out for the center, and I make a hole at each end so it can be mounted between centers. This is a drive step center, and this is a rotating step center. The piece of wood's put between the 2 centers, and then I use a spindle roughing gouge to make the square piece of wood round. Now I take down both ends to 26mm, and this will enable the ends to fit into a base and into a top. The shaft can have whatever design you want to put on here. So I'm just cutting down in some certain areas, and then I can shape the spindle with some beads and an OG and other things like that, just to give it some character. Looks pretty good. A few tool marks in there, so I use a scraper to remove the tool marks. And lastly, the spindle is sanded, ready for a finish to be applied. That's the spindle or the shaft complete, so that's taken out of the lathe. Then I put a piece of wood in to work on the top of the wig stand. Similar process, we need to first make it round. Here I'm cutting what we call a tenon or a spigot, and it's a 47 millimeter shoulder so that it can be mounted in a chuck. The piece is taken out of the stab centers and a chuck is screwed onto the spindle. Then the piece of wood is mounted in the chuck. Now I noticed a massive crack all the way around here, and I'm surprised how this didn't actually fly apart. This is going to need to be glued and clamped together. So we carry on with a different piece of wood, and same thing, I'm making a spigot for the chuck. The chuck is screwed on and that piece of wood's mounted in the chuck, and I bore out a 26mm hole for the shaft to go into. I also have to turn this around and take that spigot off the other end, so what I'm doing is making a mortise, which is the same as a spigot, but it's like an internal one, and it's slightly larger diameter for the chuck jaws to go into. Once that's turned around, I can start rounding off the top of the wig stand here. I'm using a shear scrape cut here just to remove those tool marks and to make it a bit more smooth. The last step is to go through the sanding grits to make it nice and smooth so that a finish can be applied. The shaft will go in here like that, but it's slightly oversized at the moment, so I'll trim that up a little bit later when I do the glue up. This is the base, and again we start between centers, we make it round, making a tenon or spigot so we can hold it in the chuck. I drill a 26mm hole and cut a mortise in here for the chuck, and then I realise that the 26mm hole is not supposed to go there. This is the bottom of the base which will be sitting on the desk, so that 26mm hole needed to be drilled on the other side. Now it's not really going to matter, and I've turned it round, put it in the chuck, and I'm just shaping the base now. The base is shorter than the top of the wig stand. Again, I go through the sanding grits to prepare it for a finish to be applied. And the last step is drilling the 26mm hole in the right place. Now all three parts are complete, we can do the glue up. I'm using Titebond 3 here. The shaft is pushed into the top part of the wig stand. Then the shaft and the base are glued together as well. Well, there are the 3 wig stands and a couple of the toys to go off for donations. Now these wig stands don't have a finish on at the moment, and we can't use any waxes or oils on them because they react with the wig, so these will go down to the Woodturners Guild and we'll spray them with a lacquer, and then they'll be taken up to the Look Good, Feel Better organisation and the Kids First Children's Hospital. The plans are available on our site, so if you want to make some wig stands and donate them to one of your local cancer organisations, then I'm sure they will be most appreciative. Anyway, that's all for this video, so I hope everyone has a great day, and once again, thanks for watching.